Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing really well. Just wanted to take a few minutes out of your day to kind of discuss some of the articles I looked at this week. This week's abstract focused on providing context to your field of study. In my case, that field is the transition from Romano-Britain to Anglo-Saxon England. I looked at three articles. The first was entitled On the Side of Righteous Vengeance by Jorrit Wintjes. The second was entitled The Decline and Fall of Roman Britain by C.E. Stevens. And the third was entitled Context, Continuity, and Correspondence and Continental Connections by Owen Humphreys. So to launch right in and tell you a little bit about these articles, the first one, on the side of righteous vengeance, focused on looking at insurgency efforts in Roman Britain and how Rome dealt with those insurgencies. And in essence, it argued that there's this history of insurgency or rebellion in Roman Britain, and that the Romans dealt with that by putting immense amounts of military resources into Roman Britain, particularly building infrastructure and then policing it with combat patrols, and that the end of Roman Britain comes as a result of them not being able to patrol these areas of conflict, thus resulting in an unstable environment that they eventually abandon. The second article, The Decline and Fall of Roman Britain, is very much in that same vein, and it argues that there is this lack of cultural buy-in by the British subjects to the empire, and that they don't kind of integrate into the Roman system as much as you see in, say, places like Gaul or Spain. It points out that in the case of Spain, there was only one legion required for the entire region, while in the case of Roman Britain, which had a significantly smaller population, it required multiple legions to patrol that particular region. It says, it argues that the model for Roman Britain is this very exploitative model, so that when Rome pulls its troops out of Britain, the British look at it and they go, well, this is a good thing that Rome is gone because we're not being exploited. Now, the third article I looked at was kind of, I'm going to say, out in left field in comparison to the other two articles. It focused on ironworks and the type of artifacts that have been pulled up out of these iron hoards, where we found lots of different iron artifacts. And it basically states that there is this cultural connection between ironworking in England and ironworking on the frontier throughout the empire. And it says there's kind of this ritual mixing of Iron Age beliefs and Roman beliefs that these iron hoards are indicating. And it ultimately concludes that more study needs to be done. So those were the three articles I looked at, and I think they do provide a great deal of context for my argument, namely that there is this undercurrent of rebellion throughout Roman Britain's tumultuous existence. So I'd love you to take a look at my extract. I should say abstract, not extract. And I hope you have a great weekend.